Bo Oliver.
It was foolish of you to come here tonight, Aaron. The Aurors are on their way.
Isn't that from a Harry Potter movie?
Yeah, I just always wanted to say that before a fight. You always were my brightest Padawan.
The circle is now complete. When I left you, I was but a learner, but now I'm a master.
Only a master of evil, Darth. Darth Aaron? Is Darth your first name? Aaron's your last name? Darth? No, Darth is just like a thing that you put in front of your name, right? That's weird.
I lightninged you.
Wait, what time does the movie start?
I think 7:30.
Holy shit, it's 7:23. Can you call an Uber?
Yeah, I forgot my credit card at home. I was wondering if you can spot me for the ticket.
Okay.
Does that include, corn and soda?
Sure, Aaron.
And, goobers?
Yes, Aaron.
Yes.
Sorry. Excuse me. I wonder where Stu is. He said he was coming, but he didn't have a ride.
Yo, what up?
What the fuck? How did you get here?
What is going on with you?
Another Spider-Man movie? I mean, how many of these are they gonna make? They pushed back Black Panther for this movie. Shh. Oh, what are you, a racist?
I need a bigger truck.
Another Fast and Furious movie. If it doesn't have Paul Walker, I don't want to see it. Just end it. End it with 7. Shh. Oh, what do you hate, Paul Walker?
It's me.
Oh, look, the movie's about to start.
Shut the fuck up!
Fuck you.
Yo, is Mace Windu in this movie?
Oh, wait, I forgot. Rogue One doesn't have a opening crawl. What'd you think about no opening crawl? They fooled me.
Oh, I knew it. They said it before.
They did, but I thought maybe they were like, lead us this way, and then...
They're trying to sneak one in there, right?
Yeah, because they had the galaxy far, far away thing.
They did have that.
Right into it.
No, right into the movie. Which I like. They try to separate it from the original, the main Star Wars movies. They sets kind of a different tone, I guess.
Yeah, it's more for the anthology films. But a lot of people said, no matter what Star Wars it is, you always get the opening crawl, whether it be the TV show, the comics, the books.
The thing is, it's not like a standalone movie. It's not something that's taking place with characters you already know, like the Han Solo movie, where it's a totally different story. It fits in so well with the other movies that it could be 3.5.
It basically is 3.5.
Yeah. So when they try to separate it, fits right in between 3 and 4. More towards 4, but...
I guess because it doesn't concern the Skywalkers. But like you said, it's basically 3.5.
Yeah.
What'd you think about the music? It's really hard to score a Star Wars movie because the original score, that's really one of the main selling points of the original trilogy, was how great the score was by John Williams.
It wasn't very memorable. Like, I wasn't leaving the movie whistling. I was still whistling the, that song. There's nothing, they didn't, like, make the new
melodies.
The new melodies and stuff like that, so. But it wasn't bad. Like, it just was very unnoticeable to me.
They incorporated a lot of the original score in certain moments. They kind of made it choppy, where it was like dun 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 dun. It was like they were trying to like add some hip hop flavor to it, like dun 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 dun. All right, but overall, how'd you feel about the movie?
I thought it was really good. I did not have the highest expectations. I felt like the movie didn't have to be made. I referenced that a while ago as well. But it was very good. I'm glad they made it.
Wait, you did reference that? Oh yeah, you weren't too excited about that. Stats, roll the clip.
Rogue One looks. I don't think Rogue One looks good.
What? You don't think Rogue One looks good?
I think they're
Are you
fucking
kidding me?
They're fucking milking this cow until it's no more milk left. They're gonna fucking
That's a good
shove.
analogy.
They're gonna shove Star Wars down our throat for the next.
We
fucking
get to
8
see
years.
how they stole the plans and how they got to R2D2. Felicity Jones, Forrest Whitaker.
You know what happens.
What will you do when they catch you?
But like, all right,
If you continue to fight,
give me the 3 episodes. Don't give me these fucking jump around.
That's a good clip, though. That's a classic nerd suit moment.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying though. Like, I feel like they made the movie. Well, they make every movie to make money, but that was just one that, like, all right, we have the Star Wars rights. Let's milk this baby out.
Out of all the stories that they could have been
thing? Milking it out?
milking it out, yeah, you milk it out, right? When you milk
Yeah.
Have you milked a cow ever?
No, I haven't.
Out of all the stories that they could have told in Star Wars, this is one that really did not have to be told, like you said. It's in the opening crawl. Rebel spies stole the plans to the Death Star. But if you're going to do it well, why not?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not complaining. If you do it well, then if it's very entertaining, I'll watch it. If the movie stunk and they made that movie, then you can start second guessing it. But
Right, the prequels were movies that had to have been made. Because the original plan by George Lucas was 9 movies, The Rise of Darth Vader, the original saga, and then what happens next. This movie, it really didn't have to be made, but I really enjoyed it. I thought the opening hour or so was very unbalanced. They didn't really have a central focus. It was supposed to be Jyn Erso. They kind of scattered around trying to bring in all these new characters that we aren't familiar with. They're completely new characters. Some of them have been in Rebels. But once that movie got going, I felt it was like opposite Force Awakens. The third act was incredible.
yeah, for the first 2 acts, I thought it was a good movie. But the third act really took it from a good movie to a really good movie. I felt like, it started slow. It was still good, but the third act was just incredible. It didn't save the movie because it still would have been a good movie, but I think it took it to another level.
I had a problem with the third act in The Force Awakens because when they destroy Starkiller Base, it was kind of like trying to watch 10 tennis matches where you can't really see what's going on here. It's just ships going boom, 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 and you'd have no idea what's going on. As the movie progresses, they do a better job of making you more emotionally invested in these characters. So when the big ending comes, you're on board. And they really stick the landing. As for the directing, Gareth Edwards, who's known for Godzilla 2014. Now, I wasn't a fan of Godzilla, but what he did well in that movie is that he was showing a lot of the shots were looking up with people on the ground. And he did that a lot in this movie. But as for the cinematography and the directing, it's kind of funny because Star Wars and the Marvel movies, they're both produced by Disney. And Marvel really has a problem with this in terms of their cinematography, where all their movies look the same. The last 2 Star Wars movies look absolutely beautiful. The color grading is perfect. I think it's because it's more important to Star Wars, the look and the feel of the film, something that the prequels didn't have, but now they're getting back to.
Yeah, and I saw there was a headline that everyone was making fun of, how this movie is like the first movie that really shows like a war. But you really get the perspective from not just these Jedi who are crazy powerful beings, but the average regular person, the army, the rebels, the Empire, from both sides, their command, their ranks, their plans going into everything. So I think that was really cool and really felt like you were in the middle of a blood all-out war on both sides, seeing how everything plays out.
They also did a good job of presenting the complexities of war. Just because you're on the side of the rebels doesn't mean you're necessarily good. And just because you're on the side of the Empire doesn't mean you're bad. How gray war can be, it's really just a matter of circumstance. They brought a complexity. We see it in the prequels with Anakin, because Anakin's fall to the dark side is tragic, it's brilliant, but it's poorly executed. And Kylo Ren is also a complex character, but really the whole movie, Rogue One, is a complex look of how war, it's a matter of perspective. So as for the characters, we'll start with the big one, Jyn Erso. I thought she was played very well. I thought she was a good character.
Yeah, I think Felicity Jones did a great job.
I thought Jyn Erso was what they should have made Rey. The Force Awakens, they wanted to make a strong female character, but they kind of got trigger happy. They made her too powerful. I love the character of Rey. It doesn't take me out of the movie, but she shouldn't have beat Kylo Ren in that lightsaber battle.
Especially when you build up Kylo to be the big bad of the next trilogy, pretty much. And basically, he already got worked in the first movie.
Yeah, they showed him doing things in the...
by basically pretty much a novice.
Just an untrained, Force-sensitive character.
Yeah. So, but with Felicity Jones's character, Jyn
Erso.
Jyn
Erso, yeah. Like, going down the street, smoking it.
Yeah. Well, with Jyn's character, you really see how, she's not just some excellent fighter.
Very raw character. She doesn't start the movie on the side of the rebellion. We really don't know what she was doing between the time period of her childhood and the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, she kind of faces a choice, and then which leads her into her aligning with her allies, and then she's very smart, a good tactician. She was able to.
Yeah, she's a good soldier.
Yeah, not in the classical sense of just going out there and killing.
And they even show the interfighting between the Rogue One squadron, the choices that they made to fight in this rebellion, which I thought was very interesting. The supporting characters, Donnie Yen's character, Chirrut or something, he wanted to be a Jedi so bad.
Oh my God. I think he even had the lightsaber handle on his stick.
He had the luminescent light that just pops out. It's a laser pointer. Hey, Donnie, you're not a Jedi.
Because you're blind doesn't mean we can't see.
K2SO, probably the best character in the film.
Oh, he was amazing. He was such a dick. It was so fun.
Perfect comic relief.
He's not like any droid we've seen before. Like, everyone loves C-3PO. Like, he's
very straightforward.
Yeah.
He's on the nose.
He was a straight up rat. He ratted everyone out. No regard. It's a huge dick.
Oh, you're going to give her a blaster?
Yeah, it's awesome.
He was terrific. Played by Alan Tudyk. Completely CGI as well. Most of the movie he was standing on stilts because he was a very big droid. He was about 7-8 feet.
It was like Grievous size.
I thought the supporting characters, they could have focused more on developing these characters. For the most part, it was a good supporting cast. Donnie Yen's boy.
The bad guy from Iron Man 2. Tell me you can't see that.
Yeah, kind of.
His vest and the electrical coming out, the dreads, come on.
Bodhi, played by Riz Ahmed. I guess that's what he did after he got off that whole trial. I was saving that joke since
I knew it.
Since he was casted in the movie.
I couldn't think of his name because I was going to look at you during the movie and make a joke, but I couldn't remember the character's name in the night of.
As for the Saul Guerrero character, I think it was a nice nod to the hardcore fans. He really didn't have that big of a role in this movie. Some of the scenes in the trailer aren't even in the movie. Some of my favorite scenes from the trailer. What will you do
if you continue to fight?
Ben Mendelsohn as Krennic. Now, Krennic, not the best villain, but...
No, but he wasn't...
The movie wasn't about the villain.
Yeah, he's not the worst villain of the Empire.
But with his character, you kind of see how personal this war becomes, because I don't think he was necessarily loyal to the Empire where he was waving the flag for them. He wanted to complete the Death Star as his accomplishment. He thought that this was his legacy. That's why he was so concerned about the rebels stealing the plans.
Yeah, and everything he did was he wanted praise from the Emperor, from Darth Vader. He didn't really do it to win the war.
It was very personal.
It's like, oh, can you tell him I did good? Did I do good, Emperor?
Did I do good, Emperor Palpatine? Really, the villain, I mean, this isn't a spoiler because he's in the trailers, but the overall villain of the movie, once again, is Darth Vader, who has been the villain in 4 of the movies already. All right, so let's get into some spoiler territory. If you haven't seen the movie, then just go see it.
And come back and watch.
We'll start with the big guy, Darth Vader. I thought he was used brilliantly in this movie. I loved that they just used him in glimpses.
Yes, you didn't want to make it about Darth Vader because it wasn't a Darth Vader movie. They didn't have that last scene. Then we would be having a different conversation.
I would have been very upset.
But those 30 seconds were well worth it.
I think that was the best scene in the movie. Incredible.
Because you never seen Darth Vader actually go to work and do his thing.
Yeah, you see a young Darth Vader. He gets defeated by Obi-Wan. That was a great lightsaber duel. But this is prime Darth Vader.
And it's not, they have like the ability now with movie making where it's not still.
It's not as stiff as.
Yeah.
And even though my favorite lightsaber battle will always be Empire Strikes Back because I think it was just directed so well and it has that Shakespearean ending, no, I am your father. This moment, incredible. He's throwing people, he's catching bullets when he stuck the lightsaber through the door and got that guy's heart. The way that this movie ties into A New Hope, it makes me want to sit down and watch A New Hope right now because it leads directly into A New Hope.
Yeah, I was thinking about that when I was driving home. Like, I want to watch New Hope.
It's literally the final scene, then you can pop in A New Hope and see the...
Right after.
The escape pod and then the Star Destroyer behind it. And as for another character, Leia, I like the way they did the Leia scene because in contrast with Tarkin, who was also in the movie, they were both CGI characters, which was a very ballsy decision. Because the Tarkin character kind of took me out of the movie.
Really? I honestly didn't notice. I noticed something like a little bit off with it, but it didn't really click for me. I mean, obviously the Carrie Fisher one is very obvious because...
The Tarkin one, a lot of people could have went over their heads, the casual fans.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's just an old general. When I saw him, I knew it was him right away when they were walking towards him and you see his back, and then I thought they were just going to keep him a reflection in the mirror. And then he turned around and he was just full CGI. I was like...
It's like the... Was it Civil War? With
right.
Robert Downey Jr.?
I thought the Robert Downey Jr. one looked a lot better. I think because Tarkin has so much detail on his face because he was an older man, that actor, Peter Cushing, the Carrie Fisher one looked a lot better than Tarkin.
Do you think they used Carrie Fisher?
They got the older Carrie Fisher.
Yeah, they got
and
her
then they just
and then,
de-aged her.
Yeah.
Maybe. Maybe because that one did look a lot better. I also think it's because she has a plain face. Tarkin has all these wrinkles. He's got like the crooked nose, the eyes. It did take me out of the movie, but I don't think it hinders the movie in any way.
No, I think it's something you would only notice if you were
really paying attention for it. He had to be in this movie because he has such an integral part in A New Hope that it would only make sense that he was involved in this in some way.
Would you rather have that or just a new actor?
I probably would have preferred a new actor. Does that take you out of A New Hope?
No, because you're making a Han Solo movie with a new Han Solo.
Right.
You're not getting Harrison Ford de-aging him.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, because
if you're already doing it, why not do it again? Unless it's just so close to A New Hope that...
And Tarkin isn't necessarily the face of Star Wars, where people are going to be in an uproar because they casted somebody else. He's only in one movie. He dies at the end of the New Hope. Spoilers. As for the ending of this movie, the character deaths, another ballsy decision, which I thought was a great one. It changes how you're going to see A New Hope forever.
I guess you kind of had to see it coming. All these important characters to the rebellion to not be in the original trilogy.
Right.
So leaving them out, if they survived, and then wait, where did they go? So I always thought they were going to die. But the way it was done was awesome. Not that they died, but the way it was presented and how you really saw what they did was basically won them the war.
Right.
So they basically are the real heroes of this whole war going on.
In particular,
their stories being told, and you get to see it flesh out, and then to have them die in that way, I think it really resonates.
You also add in the dimension of Galen Erso, a man who was almost tricked into helping the Empire build this weapon, and then for 15, 20 years that he was building this secret compartment inside the Death Star. And you realize all the sacrifices that different characters made into Luke getting that one shot.
He nailed that shot, though.
It just adds so much more to that movie, and that's one of the things that I wanted out of this movie in particular. I thought K2SO was...
like when movies make you care about non-living humans more than actual human beings. It's a robot, but it's the way he died, too, like a boss.
Went out swinging.
Yeah, he really saved the day. He defeated the Empire.
And he had a great line at the end when he told Jyn Erso, he was like, your behavior continues to be unpredictable. I think that was the line. Stats, can you go to the theater, see it again? Check. Donnie Yen's character, his death was very sad. That's what I felt, that these deaths could have been more emotionally impactful if they would have developed the characters better. Overall, I thought it was a very good movie. I would give it 8 out of 10.
Yeah, that's fair. I was going to go that way, too. Yeah. I feel like it was maybe like a 7, maybe a 6.5 until the third act.
Yeah, that last battle, that last space battle, that's Star Wars. It's just incredible. I mean, say what you want about the first 2 acts. I think it rivals Return of the Jedi as the best space battle that we've seen in Star Wars. It was just perfect.
That's a lot to bump up a movie.
I'm 100% on board with that. I was saying the same thing. Before the third act, I'm thinking, do I like this movie? So I think 8 out of 10 is a fair score. And yeah. How many days left until episode 8?